Hello, everybody, to our today's webinar on the solution that SeedFast offers you in your financing round. I also welcome Alain Friedrich from Lex Futura.
Hey, Dominic.
Hi, Alain. He will support me in showing you all those fascinating, innovative services that you receive from SeedFast. But let's begin one after the other. At the beginning, in the last couple of sessions of this series of our webinar on the financing round, you received a lot of dry theory. I think we had 8 or so. Am I right, Alain?
Correct. I think we had 8 sessions on all aspects of a financing round.
8 sessions on all aspects of a financing round and all the possibilities where you can fail as a founder or as a board member. So we showed you what you need to do if you want to perform your financing round correctly, but implicitly, this also includes all the foot traps where you can make errors and fail with your financing round, which will result in loss of money, loss of time, frustration for you and for your co-board members, also frustration from your investors who do not receive their shares early enough. And so today's session is focused and dedicated to where you can receive support in order to avoid all those foot traps. We will present you the all-in-one solution for executing your financing round at high speed, without errors, and the best above all is at a fixed price. Do you want to add anything to that at this stage, Alain?
No, not really, but here we can see what we did the last 8 sessions. We went through the entire process of a financing round. It started off with the term sheet, then the legal due diligence, and then the signing part of an investment round, the investment agreement, the shares agreement. Then we went on to the closing. And as Dominic correctly pointed out, with SeedFast, we are here to help you guys in the entire process and at a fixed price. My belief here is that it's much more efficient that all players are together and start from the beginning and understand the peculiarities of a financing round, how you want to raise, either by converting existing convertible loans or by raising new cash. And with SeedFast, you have a solution for the signing and the closing. As you can see, the services in SeedFast are divided into 2 categories. The services, let's say, until the signing, as well as the closing. In some parts is Lex Futura. We will have a kickoff call with you guys to understand what you're intending to do, what the investment round will look like. And then we also help you negotiate a term sheet and look after you, or basically assist you with tips and tricks during the entire negotiation period in terms of the shareholders agreement and the investment agreement. If there are any legal questions that come up during the financing round, we'll also be there until the closing. If there are any due diligence cleanup items, we can assist you there as well. But as this is not something that is happening ordinarily, this is not part of the SeedFast offer. But obviously, we're there to help you until the closing of the round, which also sometimes includes cleanup items. And Dominic, what does Consento do in this collaboration?
Well, everything else that's necessary to close your financing round, with the exception of the legal services that are provided by Lex Futura. So what we do in detail is we prepare all the required resolutions for the closing. These are the resolutions by the shareholders in the context of the general meeting, as well as all the BOD resolutions, including all the meeting minutes that are also necessary, all the votings, etc., etc. This in a digital manner, which means that nobody has to show up in front of the notary and spend time on traveling. So therefore, you can do this basically between 2 other meetings that you have in context of your operating tasks. Then we prepare all the documents that are required for closing. We do this in an automated manner by processing the data that we have from the resolutions. Then we also provide a digital data room for your documents, in particular the ones that you want to share with your future investors, but also with your existing current investors, data that you want to share with them for the general meeting resolutions, for example. Then we provide you with the digital share register for your company after the capital increase. So when you have new shareholders, you also need to update your share register, and we do this in an easy, legally compliant manner, so you can be sure that you have all the data necessary also after the closing of your financing round. And then on top of that, you will receive Consento Premium for an additional year after your closing, so you can perform further resolutions with your shareholders, for example, shareholder resolutions, shareholder meetings, but also BOD meetings. You can provide your investors with regular news and updates. Through our feature, you can share all the documents that were produced in the context of your capital increase. So you can share with your investors the subscription forms, the new cap table, but then also ownership confirmations, tax confirmations, and so on and so forth. Maybe to summarize the offering, the whole offering of SeedFast in a nutshell is you receive from Lex Futura all the legal advisory that's necessary for a capital increase to be sure that you don't miss any important parts, that you have all the correct information to be on the safe side from a legal point of view. And Consento then prepares the closing for you and prepares all the resolutions, all the document ready for signature with your shareholders, and then also the repository where you can register and save, but also share new as well as all the data for your capital increase and your company management.
So what are the advantages of SeedFast? They're quite obvious. First of all, is the fast execution. That's also called SeedFast. That's why it's called SeedFast. Consento and Lex Futura want to provide you with a seamless experience, so the closing and the signing of a financing round happen as quickly as possible. You'll have comprehensive legal support during the entire process, from the term sheet stage until the closing and the entering of the financing round in the commercial registry. And one important fact as well, there is cost certainty, so you know from the beginning how much the legal costs will be that are covered by Lex Futura and Consento.
Well, then you can perform the whole process remotely. Maybe your team works across entire Switzerland or even globally. The same with your board members. And then in particular, existing and future investors also may be located across the whole of Switzerland or globally. And so this offering supports you in a very swift and efficient process, even though everybody is at different locations. Then we prepare all the documents that are necessary for closing in an automated manner. Actually, not only the documents, but all the necessary steps that you need to take to close your financing rounds are automated, which gives you peace of mind that you do not miss anything and you don't have to worry about the details that you need to provide on your own. And then you're also ready for the future, because after the financing round is before the next financing round. So you want to have your corporate housekeeping on a solid basis, and this offering supports you with that solid basis, or creates the solid basis for your future.
And all of this we offer for a fixed price, with the aim of providing you cost certainty. And the decisive number is the amount of capital you raise. Based on our experience, the more capital a company raises, the more complicated it gets, especially in the legal negotiations. That's why we use that number to come up with a fixed price that covers basically everything from the term sheet to the closing, with one or two exceptions. First, the commercial registry fee, which is levied by the commercial registry, and the notary fees, which are levied by the notary, him or herself. But everything else is covered in this fixed price fee and should provide you with maximum cost certainty, which is important even after raising a certain amount of money, because then you can budget for the legal costs and do not have a cost uncertainty, which at the moment often happens.
Exactly. Nothing to add from my side. The prices are distinguished depending on the size of your capital increase, but everything else has been said by Alain.
And if you're interested in more information, just contact Dominic or me. You can visit our website, seedfast.ch, write an email at seedfast.ch, or just connect with us on LinkedIn. We're both there, and we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you very much for your attention, and have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.